Alright, Alex Worth here at the Caddis Fly Shop at the Oregon Fly Fishing Blog. We're going to start tying up here a couple kind of smaller, thinner, subtler jig nymphs. As you all know, this is going to be a really low water drought year, and the fishing is going to be pretty tough. We're going to get into the dog days of summer pretty early in the season here. It's going to be like late August now. We can already see like some of those rivers in our area are kind of flowing at late August, September flows and temps. So yeah, we're tying up on a size 14, 46/98 Daiichi jig hook, and I'm going to tie this fly pretty short on the shank too. We're really just looking to do some subtler jig nymphs, either fished on a dry dropper.
Why do you want it sparse for low water and high temps and high skies?
It's just a subtler fly. It's not going to be quite so aggressive. Fish will be a little bit more likely to eat it if it's not quite so crazy aggressive.
Should sink quicker too for the size.
Yeah, and what we're finding right now, or what I'm finding, I haven't talked to the guides of the shop about this, but I've been out fishing a reasonable amount lately, and I've been seeing a lot of the fish holing up in like really sharp shelving riffles. Right on the edge there, like nosed into the shelf. They're holding up in really deep protected holes that have some sort of insulation to the heat. I went up and fished last weekend when it was that like crazy heat wave in the high 1-teens or low 1-teens, and yeah, they were all kind of spread out a little bit on the way upper Mackenzie, because the water stays pretty cool there. But I'm guessing as you get lower in the river and the water's warmer and warmer, they're gonna be holding up in those pretty predictable warm water, low water spots. So starting off here, I've got some UTC 70 denier in dark gray. I've got that 46/98 as I mentioned before, and then I've got a 3.2 millimeter tungsten bead. I can't remember. I already took the thing off. Oh, 3.8. Sorry. All this stuff again will be in the materials in the description at the beginning of the video. Just feel like talking it through because many of us like to talk through the materials. I'm doing a little bit of a hot tag on the back of this. Got some Glow Bright floss in this fluorescent purple color. I'm gonna go a pretty short tag here.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Just pinch wrap to secure this. And I like to secure this right next to the bead so I can create an even taper in that underbody. This is going to be kind of like a Midge pattern, just a really subtle, very simple, all black jig nymph. So I just got that little hot butt tag on there. I'm going to take this Midge tubing, vinyl rib Midge black, and I'm going to tie this round side against the hook shank. This Midge tubing can be a little tough to make that rest on the round side. You got to really be careful with the pinch wrap tension.
And do you like to keep that Midge tubing on the top of the hook when you're applying it on there?
I don't really care all that much about where it is on the hook. I'll just go near side here. And then I'm gonna make sure that as I'm wrapping this, it doesn't matter obviously all that much. I just like to have a nice even underbody so that it doesn't have a bumpy application of this tubing. I just create a little bit of taper with thread, go 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 down to create a little bit of that tapered body, and trim out the floss here. And wrap this around. The reason we start with that round side towards the hook shank is so that when you wrap it back up, the round side is facing out. This stuff is really nice if you're trying to make a fly that sinks like a stone, because it doesn't hold water and it doesn't really have any friction on it, so it just cuts right through the water and gets right down to the bottom. So I was fishing last weekend. I was fishing a dry dropper. I was fishing a little 20-incher and Royal Chubby. I haven't really been fishing any Euro nymph stuff at all for a long time, because I'm sick and tired of high sticking, but it's going to be probably the most effective technique for fishing these local waters at the end of the summer when the water gets just stupid low. So I got all the way up there to the collar. I'm just going to put some ice dub peacock black there at the collar. This fly is pretty much done. It's a real quick one. Just subtle little jigs I think are just going to be absolute money fly patterns as we get here into the really low crazy dog days of summer. I don't have a whole lot of dubbing on here. Just dub it nice and sparse. Just make a little collar there. Get a few wraps up in front of the dubbing. I'm going to put a couple whip finishes in here. That's looking good to me. And you can kind of mix and match with different colors of this Midge tubing. You can go for a different, floss tag on the end. You can go for different dubbing. I had some pretty reasonable success with this on the Upper Mackenzie doing 2 colors of wire. So you don't need the Midge tubing. You could go wire here and go classic like zebra midge style. And then last summer I did really well with like brown and silver wire and brown UV ice dub. But I was fishing like a size 18, 20 on a dropper, and that did pretty dang well, itty bitty. But I mean, in the dog days of summer, I find those really low light times, early dawn, late in the evening, there's a lot of midge activity out on the Upper Mackenzie. And I hadn't really ever fished midges before, but I have on the Metolius, and they come from the same aquifer. So I had no reason to me why those wouldn't fish similarly. But yeah, if you have any questions about this, feel free to leave a comment. Definitely looking forward to seeing y'all tie some of these up. Hopefully you can have some success on them when the water gets really tough to fish. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. You can buy these materials here at the Caddis Fly Shop. Tie lines.